CTS Global continues to struggle at least sa kanilang stock price. Na I think nagre-reflect yung very underwhelming na performance nila since IPO. So what does this tell me? Is this telling me that trading is really not that easy? Or masyado lang talaga silang very defensive in previous years na mamaya malalaman nyo. So dahil masyado silang defensive, I think hindi mo pa nakikita yung kanilang full potential talaga ng pagiging tinatawag na prop firm. Yung tinatawag na proprietary trading na firm. So itong stock na to is nire-request na siya sa akin in the past. Kasi dividend stock. Namimigay daw ng dividend na actually hindi naman ganoon ka-attractive yung kanilang binibigay na dividend rate, dividend payout. Kasi yung mismong company hindi naman ganoon ka-profitable, okay? With respect to the current market cap na meron sila. Diba? So, pag kinompute mo yung dividend yield nila ngayon. So, ito yung binibigyan nila na dividend rate divided by 0.5. So, ayan Hindi pa umabot ng 1%. Diba? So, bakit ganon? Kasi, if you look at this, they're now being valued at 3.4 billion. Okay? 3.4 billion earning or registering a profit of only 64.5 million based on their latest annual report. And nag-report na rin to ng kanilang first quarter of 2025 and ganun ulit no? In my personal opinion, I think they don't have any outstanding performance so far since nag-IPO sila, kaya makikita nyo nga na stock price pababa ng pababa. So nanggaling sila sa piso, obviously nangalahati na yung kanilang market cap. And para sa akin, potentially pwede ba tong mag-continue pababa ng pababa? Unang-una is hindi gusto ma-value. Mahirap siyang i-value sa ngayon kasi they're consistent cash flow negative, di ba? Since IPO ata or since 2022. Ayan so consistent silang cash flow from operation negative year over year. Pag binalyo mo naman sila based on a crude metric of valuation, di ba? Na PE ratio na syempre hindi yan recommended na valuation method, yung symbol PE lang. Pero dahil sila cash flow negative, pwede mo silang siguro tansyahin gamit ang PE. So ang PE nila sa ngayon is 0.064. They are trading at around 53 price to earnings. And in terms of book value naman, yung mga mahilig gumamit ng book value, kasi nasa rin naman sila actually iba yung sector nila, pero yung business nila actually pwede mong at least close sila sa financial sector So in a way, pwede mo rin silang i-value using book value, and 0.30 is still lower than their current trading price. So I think there's a lot of downside sa business na to, especially kapag nag-continue eto nga nilang very underwhelming, very poor na performance based on my personal opinion, kasi I think they're very defensive for a certain prop firm na tinatawag Kasi itong business na to, makikita nyo that supposed to be yung kanilang majority growth driver sana is itong tinatawag na proprietary trading, di ba? So may may army of so-called traders that supposed to be magdadrive ng growth sa business. Ang problema, if you look at their previous performances year over year, majority ng kanilang revenue is coming from interest income, okay? So, yung na-raise nila na capital nung nag-IPO sila, a big part of it is dineploy nila sa bond market para mapag-earn sila ng interest income. So, ayan no, 'di ba? Ito yung kanilang performances since 2022 na makikita nyo lagi is majority na nilang revenue is interest. Ayan no, 'di ba? Meanwhile, revenues nila from trading gains is always lower than that. So, ba't nangyayari yon? Kasi a big part of their cash is talagang dineploy nila. Okay. Nag-play safe sila. Maybe for a good reason. Maybe ganun yung methodology nila. Kasi nga, since 2022, talagang or at the start of 2022, yan yung nag-correct ng matindi. Di ba? Yung stock market. Pero after ng 2022, nag-recover na yung stock market eh. So maybe yung pagiging defensive siguro nila nung 2022 nag-backfire sa nila. Ayan. So ayan proceeds from capital stock issuance 1.3 billion yung na-raise nila na capital and dineploy nila sa government securities 1.2. So yan ngayon yung naging growth driver ng business na to. Kasi sobrang laki ng dineploy nila na doon na capital and nag-earn sila ngayon ng decent interest payment, interest income. Ang kapalit noon is yung kanilang supposed to be growth driver is di ba? Very lackluster na na performance. So ang trading gains mo lang is around 63 million for a certain company kung saan yung kanyang equity value sa ngayon is already around 2 billion, di ba? Mahina yan na performance kapag ganyan. In fact, mas mabilis pang tumaas yung kanilang personal cost. Okay. So from 29 naging 32, naging 40. So ito yung kanilang personal cost in totality. So from 43 naging 47, naging 60. So yung kanilang personal cost is kinakain yung kanilang trading gains. So di ba ang pina-latest na personal cost nila is around 60 million. Ang kanilang pina-latest na trading gains is 63. So yung kanilang trading gains sapat na sapat lang pampasahod, di ba? Or pambayad ng kanilang mga employees, benefits, blah blah blah. So etong company na to, nag-IPO siya close to around January per March, mga first or early second quarter ng 2022. Na if you look at the performances ng mga indices nung 2022, talagang halos red lahat, no? Most especially sa US and international market, kaya siguro naisip nila na i-park muna natin to sa government securities. However, makikita nyo, nag-backfire sa kanila yon yung kanilang pagiging defensive siguro. And what happens after 2022, nag-rally yung market, no? 2023 and 2024. So, doon mo na makikita yung yung tinatawag na market timing. Di ba? Na kapag hindi mo na timingan ng tama yung market, talagang magbabackfire sa'yo yan. So, kapag ininvest sana nila yon noong 2022, kunyari na timingan nila yung di ba, yung bottom ng market nung 2022, tayo sana ng gain nila, di ba? So sa ngayon, I think we have yet to see their full potential as a prop firm. Ang tanong is kailan, di ba? Kailan yung right timing para maging active mag-trade diyan sa financial market. Kailan sila magiging hindi defensive and start being aggressive. 'Di ba? Pakita mo yung yung pagiging prop firm mo. Pagiging trader mo kasi ang trader, 'di ba? Supposed to be in any volatility, dapat kaya mo yang i-ride. Especially etong business na to, I believe is may access sila sa iba't ibang market, hindi lang naman sa Philippine stock market. So may exposure sila sa global market, US, Hong Kong, Japan, and the ASEAN market. So while yes, may underperformance ang PSEI since 2022 as you can see here, pero having exposure sa global market, kunyari sa US market, dapat nakapitalize din nila to eh, di ba? Yung 2023 tsaka 2024 na bull run ng US market. And because of that, babalik ulit ako dun sa tanong na mahirap nga ba talaga ang trading, di ba? That even the professionals, nahirapan silang magpa-profit consistently. Meanwhile, if you go to the internet, you have these all kinds of gurus in the equities market, stock market, crypto. Na-operan ka lagi ng idea na tuturuan ka paano magpa-profit consistently to the point na pwede ka daw mag-trading for a living. Diba? So babalik ka sa ganung klase ng idea or logic eh. How come na yung mga professionals nahirapan sila sa pagiging consistent na profitable trader? How come sobrang dali lang sa mga guro, di ba? Na operan ka ng kung ano-ano para maging profitable ka daw na retail trader. As long as, syempre, bibilhin mo yung kanilang courses, gagamitin mo yung yung pinopromote nila na app, di ba? Don't forget to use the referral code, referral link para may sign-in bonus, startup bonus, di ba? Kung nung klase ng mga unknown na broker app yung pinifeed nila sa inyo, yung pinopromote nila sa inyo, not knowing na ipapakain nila kayo sa mga market makers, di ba? Through this so-called payment for order flows. Now, obviously, mga retail traders, di ba? Wala silang kaalam-alam doon. Anyways, this company, I think it's quite interesting na i-monitor kasi I believe you've yet to see their full potential being a prop firm, no? Kasi majority ng kanilang capital is still on defensive asset. What if bigla silang naging aggressive kasi the timing is right, 'di ba? Parang ganon. Ilan kaya yung magiging profits, 'di ba? And cash flows ng business na to. Ilan kaya yung i-grow nila as a business? Yun yung exciting part. Ang tanong, kailan, di ba? Kasi for the longest time, 2022, 2024, wala pang signs na naging aggressive sila. Ito yung kanilang latest na quarterly report and it's the same thing. I still don't see them being aggressive. Majority ng kanilang na-raise na capital still nasa non-current asset, no? Investment in government securities, so hindi pa nila mahugot-hugot yan. Di ba siya ganun ka-liquid? So right now, I think they're satisfied earning more interest than their trading gains. So kailan to magandang bantayan or tingnan or silipin ulit is ito, no? Ito nga nilang investment in government securities kapag kunyari nag-mature na, ganun. Makuha na nila yung face value ng nilang investment and mag-start na nilang kunyari i-deploy yan aggressively sa equities market. I think doon na masusubukan yung kanilang pagiging proprietary trading company. But for now, I think itong company na to possible mag-continue pa tong mag-decline ng mag-decline due to lackluster performance.